Hey guys, BeardBrigade coming at you with another Monster Monday. So, happy Monster Monday, everybody. And for this episode, still haven't gone my roll chart thing that I made yet, but had this idea kind of pop in my head. So I kind of wanted to do this video for it. Let's see here, just so you guys know where I'm at. I am in Neverwinter. I am using the Foundry, which is a create your own dungeon toolkit that they have for the game. So I'm currently in Foundry mode, or the Foundry setting, or I'm not really sure what we would call it. I guess the Foundry toolkit. And this is just the author character tune thing that you get. All I have is the sword swipe. So anyway, I guess moving on to the idea is a variation on demons just in general. Not quoting a specific type of demon. I'm just using the concept of demons in general and kind of come up with a variation, kind of a slight variation to kind of an already common thing you would see with a demon. So right here in front of me, guys, I have some demon-esque creatures, and I am in a demon-esque dungeon map that I found. So here in D&D, these are just Hellguards, which are Ashmondi, I think is what they're called. They basically look like demonic tieflings. Anyway, so these are Hellguards. So you can see they're demons. So, and this is some kind of demon golem thing. And then we have a pit fiend, which is, a real good representation of what, most people would think of a demon. As always, guys, let's start with what we typically associate with demons. So, the red, fiery, underworld, light versus dark, or the dark side. What other things we can think of? Horns and tails, red, demon-esque creatures, winged creatures, talons and claws, and, just all these, I don't know what other term other than demonic term, demonic appearance. These are just basic things, in terms of overall overarching concepts of a demon, temptation, sin, greed, lust, the 7 deadly sins, greed, lust, gluttony, I can't remember my 7 sins. But just in general, demons are, tormentors, taking the souls of people and enslaving them, or making deals, where you sell your soul to the demon in order to gain great power. All very common things. Now, the one common thing that I want to bring up, which is where our slight variation will come in. One thing, at least, one of the main things I think of when I think of a demon is disguising itself as something else. So we have these, demons, as you would see in, in the pits of an underworld or a hell or something along those lines. But, when they come to the Earth realm or Middle realm or realm of man, sometimes they disguise themselves as one of us, right? Like the song Devil Went Down to Georgia. Devil went down to Georgia, but in the song, the devil's the devil. Now, another thing like, what was a good reference? Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? Great movie if you haven't seen it, by the way. Bit of a spoiler, but a really good reference. They come across a black man who plays guitar in the movie, and he plays guitar really well, and they ask him, well, you know, how did you learn how to play the guitar so well? And he says, well, I sold my soul to the devil. And they're like, oh, well, what does the devil look like? And they're like, well, he's a white man who wears sunglasses. And that was the way he described it. You know, so, and, you know, and there's countless, you know, movie references like that, where, you know, the devil's just a white man, you know, like the devil's advocate, the devil was a lawyer, and just, you know, tons of other references, you know, of you know, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but, because I'm trying to blank all of a sudden while I'm doing the video, but, you know, there's just tons of references out there of, you know, either the devil or some demon from hell disguising itself as a person, typically a man. Rare occasion, I believe they've disguised themselves as women, but typically like a man. And, you know, they disguise themselves as that, and then they, you know, come out and wreak havoc. You know, collecting souls and things like that. Now, that is where, like I said, my variation comes in. My inspiration comes from what is actually going to be our Nerdclectic song today. From the lyrics of the song, is where I kind of get the inspiration for this variation of a monster. You know, so along the lines of the disguise. So let me go over here where I placed this other thing real quick. Hopefully it's sitting over here. It should be. This is where I put it. Uh-oh. Is it gone? Did I not do it right? Oh, crap. Well, the thing that I thought I put down is not here. Whoopsie. Oh wait, is it up maybe? Let me run up here real quick. It's gotta be around here somewhere, right? Like, I totally put it down here, I swear. I'm just assuming that it put it up here, seeing as though this all seems to be one big thing. Yeah, there it is. Alright. So, now this is, what is this, priestess, something I can't pronounce. You know, so she's some kind of like holy priestess person, right? So the concept that I have is demons that disguise themselves as holy creatures. I know, not really an original thing, guys, but along that lines, where the issue comes in is that, so demons most commonly disguise themselves as holy creatures. So yeah, you know, angels, you know, disguising themselves as holy creatures or priests or priestesses or, you know, divine beings of some kind. And where the issue comes in, or why it becomes hard to discern them, is because the angels are, you know, also kind of beat up and, you know, from a long-standing war with the demons, so, you know, they're not as divine as you think they would be. They're a little more realistic, or battle-worn, or tired, or cranky, just from the overall fighting. You know, allowing demons to take on those forms and not really be too out of place in terms of, like, personality. Now, that's the general concept I have. Now, we're going to delve deeper into a more bigger train of thought here, and this is where this is where the real variation, I think, is going to come in to play, because that's just really basic, broad concept for you guys. So, the idea that I really have here, that I'm really going for, is, you know, so we just saw those demonic creatures, and now we have, you know, this priestess, I wish I could have found, I was looking through all of the little NPCs and stuff, and I couldn't really find like a divine angel creature thing that I really wanted to fight. So, picture your Valkyries from Norse mythology, your angels from the Bible, and these just white-winged, holy drapes, white clothes, shining white light, halos above their heads. So picture that imagery of what you would think a divine creature would look like, right? Picture what you think a demonic creature would look like we saw a moment ago, which I'm kind of running back towards. Now, swap them. That's right, guys, swap them. So, get this thought of those two images replaced. Now, let's think about a lot of the stories of angels and demons. Demons are the number one. Typically, they're the one who step in and interfere with human beings and mankind and the mortal realm, right? Whereas the angels and the divine creatures are usually staying out of sight, out of mind, out of sight, giving that wonder. The Greek gods, for example, not I guess the Greek gods wouldn't be a good example. I guess just the angels from the Bible in general, would be kind of the better example. They don't really come down and get involved. Aside from the occasional miracle, we don't really see too many stories of angels coming down and walking amongst us all that often. But then we have all these stories of demons hiding amongst us and possessing people and causing problems and things like that. So if you've swapped the imagery, so these guys here, let's make these guys our divine creatures. These are our holy divine creatures. These are the guys who are giving us that holy magic, the power of the light. They look pretty scary and demonic, right? But, if they're not around all that often, you wouldn't see them all that often. And then, we have those divine creatures. But now, take that concept of the divine creature in your mind and make it a normal staple of seeing every day. But now, keep that same belief system where you have the image of the holy creature, and that is thought to be the divine creature. While these creatures here, like we see in front of us, are still considered the demonic creatures. Yet, they are actually opposite. Now, that kind of a strange thing to wrap your mind around, right? So, thought to be a demon, looks like a demon, but is a holy creature. And then we have a holy creature that looks like a holy creature, is thought to be a holy creature, but is actually a demonic creature. So, I think that would add just an interesting twist and a new dynamic to a world or a setting, because that allows you to play with a lot of different things. You can have this epic fight between good and evil, but the whole time, maybe your players are helping an angelic creature, who is this symbol of a church or a monastery, or maybe some great temple in a major city, and he recruits your players to go find an artifact of some kind, or something along those lines, and then he ends up trying to destroy the world. Meanwhile, this demonic creature maybe that he has imprisoned, which as everyone has been led to believe is this demonic creature, you end up freeing him, and he helps you save the day, and you learn that the complete opposite is true. I just think it adds an interesting dynamic. Again, like I said, it's not. Like I said, guys, it's not too much of a original concept, to say the least, or original variation, I would say. But I think it adds an interesting twist to it. something that you may not necessarily see, or maybe even something you may not necessarily think about too often. We get so set in this mindset too often of, white is light, black is darkness, you have good and evil, heaven versus hell, Asgard versus hell, just all these references throughout mythology and belief and of things, and then the depictions being, our divine and holy creatures being these creatures of light, and then our demonic creatures being these creatures of blackness and fire and pain. Why not have it swapped? I mean, one good example I would throw at you guys is in a trailer for Star Wars The Old Republic MMORPG, when they had the Knights of the Fallen expansion come out. They did a trailer, and it was twin brothers, one wearing white, one wearing black, and the trailer was going through, and the one brother gets beaten up, gets all these mechanical parts added and stuff, and you're kind of seeing the story unfold with this kind of negligent father. And at the very end of the video, you would think, Star Wars, the guy wearing black, he's going to be dark side, and the one wearing white is going to be light side. And then, the fact that the one in white's all beat up, he's going to definitely be light side, right? Well, at the end of the video, his eyes turn orange, he forces himself into the dark side, and tries to strike down his father. Of course, his brother trying to stop him, he gets in a fight with him, and this, white, gleaming facade that we have, this image of this Force user in white, who has turned to the dark side, strikes down the brother in black, who is actually the signifier of the light side. So we just have this set in stone mindset of good versus evil, black versus white, when, there's nothing to say that we can't swap it up on its head, right? What if black is the divine magic? What if white is the demonic magic, Anyway, guys, that was just, the concept I have for this monster variation, this I don't know what to call it now. Angel? No. I guess demon in disguise would be the best reference, because it would be a demon, even though technically it's not the concept, but yes, demon in disguise would be a good name for this variation, I would say, or a reverse demon. That conjures different images in my brain. Oh, inside out demon. Oh, that's kind of scary. Anyway, I guess I think a good encounter, though, would be something like the what I mentioned earlier. Where you have this gleaming angel-like creature, perhaps that lives in a monastery, or is the symbol in a temple in a town, some kind of, leader or standing figure. It sends the adventurers on a mission to find either a creature or an artifact of some kind. And then once they turn it in, turns out, you have your typical double cross type of scenario. He starts to try and destroy the world. Maybe even possibly not evident at first. Maybe it's some kind of artifact that allows him to bring in more creatures. And the world becomes flooded with these angelic creatures, who then start, slowly but surely terrorizing the world. And then it's up to the adventurers to find a demonic creature, which they then find out is actually a holy creature, to help stop this from completely destroying the world or taking it over or something like that. I just think that would probably be the number one best encounter. More of a story arc than a simple encounter. If you wanted to go with a simple encounter, have them run into this divine-looking creature, and this creature that is thought to be divine, but then starts casting like demonic magic. Starts throwing like hellfire bolts at you, or like summoning the dead, or brandishing the fires of hell, or something like that. Just something like, something completely opposite, but dress it up, make it sound divine, make it, in your description, make it sound like he's, casting this beaming light of gleaming glory upon you. But God, does it smell like sulfur and burn? Something like that. Like throwing the little hints to the adventurer and to the readers and whatnot. So that basically covers it. I mean, there's not really too much more I can go into. I'll try to add some more detail in the blog post, of course, like I always do, guys. Or try to add in some additional things that I might have thought of after the fact while I transcribe the episode. On the blog post, as always, guys, you can head over to there to the companion site. You can find that link, of course, in the description below to check that out. Of course, as always, guys, hit me up on Instagram, find me on Twitter. Instagram, you can find me, of course, at BeardBrigade0. Twitter, I'm at BrigadeBeard. Like and subscribe to my videos. Give me feedback. If you put something like this to use, or you have something like this that you've put to use, please leave me some feedback. Let me know how it went. What things you changed, what things you didn't change, how it works, or how it failed. That way we can collaborate and build upon ideas like this and share ideas with others. And really just get some momentum going on some idea sharing and sharing some stories and adventures and things like that, to really start building stuff up here, guys. So, as always, guys, that brings us to the tail end of our video, which, of course, brings us to, I'm pretty sure, most people's favorite. At least I hope it is. If not, well, then you guys are listening to me ramble as always, or you've probably shut the video off by now. But this part that I probably enjoy, probably, I dare I say, the most of all my videos. It's time to update the playlists. So, like I said, today's song for the Nerd Eclectic playlist is actually our inspiration. That song is, if I can find it on my list, there it is. There's a band. I mean, this month I'm doing country. If I haven't already mentioned that before. Thanks to, and here's a quick shout out to Simplified Life for suggesting it. Which, by the way, guys, it is hard for me. Like, last month hip hop, this month country. I don't listen to a lot of either of those, and it's difficult to find stuff because he suggested that I do it without using Johnny Cash. Which, I don't know if you guys have, if I mentioned this, but my son, little man, diaper dance breaks, and my little boy who occasionally sits in my lap for some videos, well, he's named after Johnny Cash. We named him Cash. And I'm a big fan of Johnny Cash. So to do country to the Nerd Eclectic playlist without using Johnny Cash has been a very difficult task to find country songs. It sucks, because I don't listen to a lot of country. However, I did find a couple things that I like. In fact, a couple songs from this particular band who does the song that gave me this inspiration. The band is called the Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band. I know, kind of a mouthful. Let me see. Now the song, or the band in general, I love the band. The band's great. They're more blues than country, but when you look them up in terms of descriptor, they're a country blues, like rock and roll. I forget all the descriptors. They had a big long descriptor for the type of band they were, but really, I don't know. I think they are just awesome. Wonderful band. Great sound, good music just to throw on and just let it play for a while. So, So our song is going to be Devils Look Like Angels. That's how I got my inspiration, was the name of that song and how the song goes. And I just really enjoyed the song. I thought it was great. And that was just kind of came to mind. I listened to it today and I was like, you know what? Kind of an interesting thought for a creature. So I kind of went with. So that, of course, brings us to the song of the day. Yeah, yeah. Song of the day. Yeah, yeah. So, let's see here. Yeah, last month I prepared a bunch of stuff with, covers, but this month I didn't really have a theme, so I was just kind of gonna go with whatever. I was gonna go with just what the first song of my favorites was, but due to its name, no. Let's see. Well, hell. There's a lot of good ones on here, guys, but I don't know if any of these are really gonna be. Ooh, there's a lot of good ones here. I'm just trying to think which one's gonna be the best. Let's see. Oh, it's so tough, guys. Oh, here's a good one. Oh, I don't know why I didn't see that one initially. One of my favorite punk bands, Lower Class Brats. The song of the day is going to be Standard Issue. Great band if you're into punk music. Super fun to listen to, a lot of good stuff. And just good to listen all around. So that will wrap us up for this Monster Monday, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm not gonna repeat myself with everything again. So we'll just call it here, guys. So I hope you guys have a super fantastic rest of your day, and you guys take care of yourselves.